Hey guys, this is Locke. Today I'm going to be talking about vision cards, in particular if you need a specific vision card, because I get asked all the time, do I need to get this vision card? Is this vision card what I really need for certain character? Very specifically, I've been getting asked a lot if I need the card for Titus. So let me just show you Titus and the card so we can have a better idea of what we're talking about. So Titus, and here is his card. So people are asking, oh, is this the best vision card for Titus? Do I really need to get this card? If I don't get this card, is my Titus going to be gimped? The answer is you do not need to get this card for Titus because it's not the card, it's not the unit, it's the whole team that matters. So sometimes it might make sense to get this card for Titus, but sometimes you don't have to get it. It all depends on your team, because sometimes even a different card might be more effective for the whole team that you are building around Titus. So let me give you some examples of why this card might not be the best, and some examples of when this card might actually be the best. But in short, there's never a card that's like, I need to get this card to make my character work. It's always, for this team, do I need this card or do I not need this card? It is never a unit specific. It's always a team specific. That's how you should be thinking about this. So let me go with a team, for example, and show you. So suppose I have a team like this, and Gilgamesh. So Titus is going to be my tank, like a tanky bruiser kind of unit. Ruinstern is going to be my damage dealer, and Gilgamesh is going to also be my damage dealer and slash like support, because he has like haste and quicken. So in this case, suppose I want to put like an agility card on one of them and like a HP card or something, right? So I'll put say, agility, and maybe I'll want to put this card, like increase your damage. So right now this card is okay. It's great for Titus. It's going to increase his damage like exponentially. It'll be the best card to increase Titus's damage. However, it's not really like in this team. That's not the card you want to have. The card you want to have is really like a slash attack up card. Like for example, this card, which increases slash attack for a whole party by 25, or even a card like this. I have not maxed it out, but once it's maxed out, it gives slash attack plus 35 to the whole team. So the reason that Titus's card does not make sense on him is because suppose he has that card. Now, for one of the other two, I'm putting a slash attack card, like, this one. Where did it go? Aegon, where did you go? Sometimes I'm blind. Holy cheese. Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. Yeah, so suppose I do this because I want Titus to have his own card, and then I'm like, oh, I have 3 slashers, so I'm going to put a slash card. This is actually not so effective, and the reason for that is because Titus is already getting a plus 35 slash attack from his card. So the additional, like the 25 that you get from this card, he doesn't get it. So only these two are getting it, and the additional party benefit that he gets from this card is just 10 slash attack and 13 crit, 25 HP. Maybe you can say that 10 slash attack, 13 crit, and 25 HP is better than like just 25 slash, but then you're giving up a slot for a card. So for example, if you really want crit, you can maybe get a dexterity card that gives you crit, right? Or HP is generally more valuable than crit, so you can give him a card like Golem, which again I don't have maxed out, but it would give max HP not just to him but to everybody, right? Like this is a better setup than giving Titus his own card. Another example where this card is not the best, and this time I'll use a water team, because maybe you're like, oh, that's a water card, so it'll go great with water teams. That's not necessarily true. Well, actually, let me not use Ildira. Let me use like Glaciella. Okay, so both of my units in this team have slash attacks. Actually, all 3 of them do. So if I am putting like Subjaw Paladin on on Victora and Subjob Ninja on Glaciala, and I'm actually expecting them to use those skills a lot. Maybe that's not a bad setup. So maybe I will have something like where did it go? So something like this, because this gives you like Pierce resist for the whole party. It also gives you area resist for the whole party as well. So it gives you like the party becomes more defensive, the party has agility, and the party has slash attack. And everyone, I'm assuming, is going to be using slash attack. Like that's what I'm building this team for. But if I'm not planning on the team using slash attack, maybe instead of this card, maybe I'm better off using Siren. So I probably wouldn't put Siren on Titus. I'll probably, like, because I want Titus to do a lot of damage, I'll put Siren on the unit from these three that I'm expecting to do the least amount of damage. So maybe that's Victora. So maybe I'll change Victora and Titus's cards, flip them around, to give Titus a bit more of an attack boost. But I think this composition makes more sense than this one if Glaciala and Victora are not using slash attacks. If they are, then this makes sense. You guys have seen me using this composition in Arena in a few videos, and I do have Titus's card on himself when I'm doing this. But here, like, it makes sense for me to have Titus using this card, because the other two units that I'm using, I turned off all their skills except for this one, except for Arm Shot. And Arm Shot does minimal damage. Like, I am not expecting them to do a lot of damage, so I don't really need to give them Siren. I need them to disable units, and I need them to build chains so that Titus can one-shot them. I just want Titus's damage to be the best. So in that case, this card makes a lot of sense for Titus, because like I want him to be the damage dealer. The other two are just supporting characters in the team that I'm using. Another way of looking at it is, for example, if I'm using somebody like Nivlu and Yuna, whereas both my other units are going to be focused on supporting roles, and Titus is my main damage dealer. In this case, yes, it makes sense for Titus to have his own card, because I want him to do the best damage possible. The other two units, it doesn't matter so much what their damage capabilities are. I'm not trying to increase their damage, and so it doesn't matter. So that's why, like, there is no one best card for a unit. There's always a good card that might complement the unit in some cases and might not complement it in other cases. But it's always about the team. It's always about what are you building, what card would go well not with a unit but with a team. That's how you should be looking at it. I think Gumi has made the decision even more difficult by adding like limited bestow buffs like this, because like this is like, oh, I need to use this card on Titus because it gives him additional 20 defense piercing and 15 accuracy. And yes, like it is a good card for Titus. If I'm looking at Titus as a one-man job, like he's the only one in my team that I'm expecting to do things and other people are just supporting or something like that, then I don't need to get that. Sorry, then I do need to get the card, because Titus is my main damage dealer, and he is who I'm expecting to do most of the work. So then, yes, I would be getting this card for Titus. But in teams where, like, in teams where that's not the case, where everybody is, everybody has a damage roll or something like that, or all of them are slashers or something, something like that, then then I don't really need to get this card. So I hope that gives you some ideas on team building. Maybe it helps you start thinking about team building and about vision cards, especially for newer players, because you guys don't have these maxed out cards, and maybe you bought some like select vision shard tickets or something. So you can start thinking about what are the vision cards that I want to invest in. So like think about it. There are builders that you can use on websites. I will put one up in the description that you can use. You can look at the effects of the cards there, and when you build a team, how all the effects go with each other and who benefits from what and so on. So I think I think planning a lot about vision cards will help you not make impulse spending on vision cards. Like maybe a new vision card will come out and you're like, wow, that looks amazing for X unit because it has a specific buff just for that unit. I really need to get that card because I am always going to be using this unit. That's not necessarily true. Like, just think about it. Just think about what kind of compositions you'll be using in that team. Maybe you're the type of person where you don't want to have one main damage dealer. Maybe you will always want to have two. So maybe that card might not be the best. Maybe that's only going to benefit, a certain unit. Now, this is not true, for example, of the Bahamut card, because the Bahamut card works for, the whole light party. So if you are thinking of using light units a lot, if you're thinking of using light magic dealers a lot, then it's good to get it. But if you're thinking of using Yuna and say example Warrior of Light and Elsa, then should you get the Bahamut? Well, maybe not. You have to think about it, because Bahamut does give like a single target unit resistance of 20%, making the whole team, take less damage from single target attacks, and maybe that's good for Warrior of Light and Elsa. Or maybe you want something else. Maybe you want to put not Trousseau, but Solidus, because that gives you HP and slash attack resistance, and maybe that's what you need. It all depends, right? So there's no one answer that I can give you, but hopefully this gave you some ideas on planning and things to think about, so that you can figure out which cards you want for your units. I hope that helped. If you guys have more questions about vision cards and team building and things like that, please leave me a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. Take care now.